right, Abusianfo, the best time about Pinaxtv, the update, Pinaxtv update today. I the Ebremono. Now, yes, we have a lot of updates. I besan so the Amamo. Yes, so for the very first update, I the Mamono, a group of stakeholders. With name say we have a 2025 year constitutional review committee. Omo eguso omo omo chuma na omo forum biase. And I bet to just say some a group of stakeholders. I bet to just say presidential term. I con for 4 years. Nenkebeya and kaye review na yemfa and co extending more than a year 4 years. No, now we and a lot of people are talking about it. Say, hey, and Chaye Biana Beba is a president or call the next another term. That is what we have on our screens. 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Yes, this is for on the presidential term limit. This is 29th October 2025. Or say, extend the presidential term beyond 4 years. Stakeholders at the Flagstaff Constitutional Forum. Yes, and way and now Omode Abetoja Ama, a lot of people are talking about it. Say constitution ya what was saying. Yes, a we a president obeba and as obeko 2 terms. Now 2 terms and also no. Emubia 4 years into 8 years and I'll bet me edi so first term nese ya anto aba amount for the second term wo nipa krono oda so 4 years I will be in case say Ghana 4 sounds so to aba e de amount bi wa na say 2 terms no oko 8 years. That is what the constitution states. And the president or say President John Dramani Mahama ye nyina nim say wadin kan akọ onu akasa full 4 term eno and AC 2016 ti 2016 ni wie no Ghana for anto abanfama NDC enti enu ntino na kire say the next year ne term aka so be the president 1 term enti 1 term no so obeko how many years a year 4 years. Enti this is what a group of stakeholders omo de ababetu just say ebeya anka 4 years no enka yenyi na yenye no I mean yemfa ebi enka ho enti omo say extend no enti 1 term instead of 4 years no say extend na just say ye ko ebi 6 years and 5 years. So that is what we have on our screens again. A group of stakeholders at the Constitutional Review Forum has suggested amending the 1992 Constitution to extend the presidential term of office beyond the existing 4-year period. Cameroon for almost 7 years. There are other countries they go, I mean, more than 4 years. But Ghana, it has been 4 years since the 4th Republic. No, by started from J.J. Rawlings, the late the time so no 4 years and ubia echo and the president Jerry John Rawlings on obedi 2 terms and that means 4 no obenya 8 years edeka ni years are no did that no but constitutionally no from the 1992 constitution no not just 4 years President Jerry John Rawlings the late obedi 8 years if you no and President John Ajekum Kufuor so buy on also buy and on also be 8 years. That means 2 terms 84 no and a 8 and President Atamils and also a buyer or no the ever 3 terms or so because in any Marahosame to Ghana and President John Dramani Mahama bet twice so about twice no and finish President Atamils the first time we no sa call 2012 elections no so oko wini ya o de term back so and we 2016 and former president Nana Danko Akufo-Addo so by nti obi aye 4 terms said they did kan there were concerns earlier this year say hey President John Dramani Mahama obesi form ni obesi form am obi aba and now obeya mo ya manipulate constitution and say ya nsachare wo mama afeva na manatimi atwa so eno and president and as a constitutional review committee omo forum omo ye omo tena ase no see aba beto dwa say omo epe I mean an extension for a year presidential a year years now omo di no nti ye hwe say mpo e be start with say bedia tuma e be start with President Mahama and I say we'll go into the next election 2028. Yes, so that is the updates that we have for you. Now moving on. President John Dramani Mahama ako PM France President Emmanuel Macron France president on I have some bilateral conversations between the two countries now ebeboa ama mienu no omonkita hudie name trade ni niema bebre ebeboa ama Ghana yenso so yetimi ene France for ya yonkofa no emu atre kese pa na said tie no omo so atimi abaye moa ne yenso moa yenso ye wo as Ghana ne yenso yetimi dia boa the French and as a France for no enti we forum bi omo call ya 2025 Paris Peace Forum and President John Dramani Mahama etimi eko bi nti ye hono and oyusu the opportunity to meet President Macron na oneno ending komo about the two countries no and the presidency and omo release Jubilee House and release a statement ten about the two presidents no omo share mu omutimi share alongside 2025 Paris Peace Forum no that is what we have on your screens. Jubilee House. So this is Jubilee House post. Jubilee House, President John Dramani Mahama and French President Emmanuel Macron held extensive bilateral talks at LEC Palace on Thursday, discussing security cooperations, economic development, and regional stability on the sidelines of the 2025 Paris Peace Forum. And yes, President John Dramani Mahama and the French President Emmanuel Macron omu Asia din komo extensively bilateral talks at LEC Palace on Thursday. Mudin komo bebre about security bambo honsem economy no so mudi ho and komo kakra and then the regional stability. How the West African and as a Ghana and Gasa will enjoy some level of stability in all aspects, in our economy, in our democracy, in our stability, even in our security. The meeting opened on a solemn note with President Macron offering condolences for the recent passing of Ghana's former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo. Yes, France for also almost what say Nana Akufo-Addo CCA on kind ho nyame ato ne nsa e dia friend nti omo extend omo condolences to the people of Ghana through our President John Dramani Mahama. Both leaders praised the Paris Peace Initiative and the strengthening of relations between Ghana and France. A key focus of the talks was Ghana's request for French assistance in combating piracy in its territorial waters. President Mahama sought support to protect Ghana's maritime integrity from increasing piratical threats in the Gulf of Guinea. And a key focus on Komona Omudino and it's a Ghana France for and say Komuma Boyen na yenko piracy in territorial waters. I mean Pono the Gulf of Guinea, you know, there's section of it, and I said the part of it a Ghana for the Ghana, yes, France for so we can fight piracy. Piracy, I don't know yet. A ship is on its way to Ghana. Mostly a big grana a soniama de Ghana. Or na ship for or more abe counter or more like a robbery on the sea. And your own back counter or mobile cross your more, they find ways to enter the vessel and then they start to attack them and rob them of their valuables. And you know, almost a woman boy na yintime and fighters are. President Mahama, in his capacity as the African Union champion of African financial institutions, advocated for collaboration to renegotiate loan agreements with lower interest rates for infrastructure projects. Now say you can't say maybe Ghana mponi yesi yakobobosia ewe bia France for her or say omutimi boa especially say yakojiska no e de abaye bibi say bia ye be ya kwan ye bridge ye see schools ni ade a omo make sure say omo ebema yen omo de bema yen na mpo no bema yen lower ye interest rates ewo ho. he emphasized Ghana's role as home to the African Continental Free Trade AFCFTA friend after Secretariat and the need for enhanced road infrastructure to facilitate intra-African trade. And to Osamani who said Ghana and as after yete Secretariat and Ghana ha and a war. And to Omo Mwa. So that there's a need say bet me I hansi ya kwan and so ewo a honum said the bet me aboa a African trade. The Mahama highlighted Ghana's ambitious 1 million coders program, which has already registered 200,000 students. He requested French support to train additional French language teachers to improve language education in Ghana, in Ghanaian schools. Osama Nitsia CSA, YEA, and as a Ministry of Communication, or more a project for a year 200,000 a year. 1 million coders program, no, and also almost to a year President Macron and him President Mahama to President Macron and him say, Omumbra na said a year French a year. Language teachers are on that particular program. Then President Macron noted several upcoming opportunities for collaboration, including the Viva Tech Summit in Nairobi in May 2026, where Ghana could showcase its digital innovation capabilities. The African Union European Union Summit in Angola, and then the June 2026 G7 Summit, where France would advocate for increased support for Ghana. And President Macron who said there are a lot of programs and as a summit and na Ghana yensu ye betre ye bobre with our expo ye betre ye nima yetimi ya and also betimi aboa na enlighten our opportunities are ye betimi enya the every year France for so. So President Mahama raised the subject of reparations for slavery, which Ghana is currently championing. President Macron pledged support for the initiative, noting that France had criminalized slavery, while cautioning that the reparations discussion should acknowledge the involvement of various actors beyond Western powers. The leaders discussed the deteriorating security situation in the Sahel region, particularly terrorist inclusions in Mali and other countries of the Alliance of Sahel States, AES. And she almost also adding comment about AES, Sahel region, no, terrorists, any yes. Because of Mali and other Sahel states, no, and this is what and President Macron commended President Mahama's leadership in the sub-region and Ghana's economic reforms, pledging continued French support for Ghana's development agenda. President Macron, President John Dramani Mahama Basso, with a year in leadership show in the sub-region and Ghana's economic reforms. This year. And now also pledge a supporter or more a year France for no ever support and as almost ever support a year Ghana. And yes, this is what we have a year from a year the Jubilee House or more a release or more by a year with a year President Mahama and the visitor or visiting a year France on the 2025 Paris Peace Forum. No, I see our sons to take key that opportunity or the any President a year Macron. The Edin Komo about Ghana and the two countries, no, and I had the mamo. Moving on, caught some court cases. Him say Abdul Hanan on any wife. Omo at the can say Omo Sam Ewo Honoma, Yan Abdul Hanan, or no, at a former CEO for a year buffer stock, or no, and as I see an Sam Ababe Tudra, can I see any dear Bill Abem. About a year 78. Almost they've been charged with a year theft and a money laundering of about 78 million a year Ghana cedis. And no any charge a year de abomo. Na se idea former CEO of Buffer Stock on any year or more anya a year bail. Na bail ne musopa. That is what we have on our screens. Was a former Buffer Stock company CEO Hanan Abdul Wahab, his wife, and 3 others charged with multiple offenses, including stealing, money laundering, and causing more than 300 million financial loss a year to the state. Omuankasa de ene de eno ena yedi kandi tu dwa no na okika ni nyina bomu a eno ena ekika ko about 300 million a year Ghana cedis a year causing financial loss to the state, theft, money laundering of to that tune of a year money. Eno ena yede ato mwenim no na ene omo ekopiem high court na ye fa omo edi omo efri honum edi omo koye nti yebekọ na yakwakohwe how they appeared at the premises of the high court omo eba ye ene say yedi omo ko after bail ne wi a yede beba betu dwa how much ne yede ato omo tiri so ne yire no edi enko ena Abdul Hanan ankasa nso so ono so ne de enko nti yekohwe how they appeared at the high court ye wi a ne abane abe breakdown of a year bail no na yede amamu nti yekohwe ne emra sese.
Okay, so your immediate reaction, 100 million Ghana cedis, 50 million Ghana cedis for both clients.
Well, my lady has exercised her discretion, looking at the circumstances of the matter, and we are required to comply. She has extended the bail to my client in the sum of 100 million for Hanan and in the sum of 50 million for the wife. It is now incumbent on us to organize ourselves and see how we can meet the bail conditions in the circumstances so they could come from home to face their trial anytime the court is ready. We are grateful that the court extended its magnanimity to us and granted us bail in that sum. It is, as I said, it is incumbent on us to see how we can put together our acts and meet the bail requirement. But we are grateful to the court that it did grant us bail.
All right, so that was the lawyer for Abdul Hanan, the former boss of buffer stock. Or no, and all the bet two jana. Now, yes, and all the two jama and bail no. See, Abdul Hanan on one kasani bail condition no. Former CEO, National Food and Buffer Stock Company. That is what we have on your screens. Hanan Abdul Wahab. He gets 100 million bail, and his wife Faiza Wuni also gets 50 million Ghana cedis a year bail as court places travel ban on both. And so we are say omuntimi ntu kwan. Ni kunu ne 100 million a year bail. Ono with a year 6 sureties. 6 sureties. And then the wife also so 50 million a year Ghana cedis. And also with a year 4 sureties. And so we this is how much I did at 2 omutriswa. Said a tifri ni lawyer no hono. A fey na owo kwa boabo omo na oma pesa sika no. Na oma pesa anko fo maku edu nipa 10. Ena e also moba emu 9 for ne yire no. Ena emu ensia so for a year Abdul Hanan na kasa mu e CEO na mu. Enti se see there a lot of counts of a year niema oma ye ena enunti amasisi omo akwa kopiem say no na a lot of transfers of money so ewo ho. I mean sika also yede emfanto enduane na yemfan support the free food program free SHS no hono allegedly no omo de kwa na enye ni nyina na omo de to ebia say sika na be 50 million na emu be 20 pe na omo de akoto no ma transfer de aka no say sika no omo de fa ha de bia fa ha na sembebre odwene ho anu obisa ho say enti nkofu omu timi da because sika na ebodin a enye sika keto o wo me 51 million yenyi hu ha wa Ghana for kasa ye wa ha se ye bi mu na 500 million. How did we get here? How did we even get here? And that is a year former buffer stock CEO ɔne ne yere ɔmo nso so ho nsɛm no ɔmo nyinaa aka bɔ mu a 150 million ɛna yɛde ato ɔmo etiri so enti yɛtoa so ne akɔ Electricity Company of Ghana ɔmo nso so ho nsɛm aba abeto dwa a ehu pa because sika na akom ɛwɔ ɛyɛ ECG hɔ no odwen ho a ɔnte aseɛ ɔmo yɛ budget in 2023 Nansia Public Accounts Committee in the COPM 2023 in 2023 ɔmo aspendi sika bi anani kwa so ɔmo spend it. That is what we have on your screens. As the breakdown of 189 million Ghana cedis ECG spent beyond budget without approval in 2023. And that is what we have here on your screens. And here, but first one was a foreign. The next one is also a training. Pacho, you better down kakra. Maybe some share a key, so that we know what the blue and the red it stands for. I think one is budgeted and then one is the actual. Yes, blue no approved budget and red no ECG for expenditure the course starting from top now. Foreign the approved budget 31 million foreign training the approved budget was 31 million Ghana cedis, but the almost expended 91 million Ghana cedis. That is what we have there. The approved budget for foreign training for ECG, Electricity Company of Ghana, 31 million, almost spending 91 million. Cleaning expenses, say a proper ECG offices near the cleaning expenses on was 2.8 million Ghana cedis. Approved a year budget allocation. The almost spending here 10.4 million Ghana cedis, about 7 million Ghana cedis extra. Honorarium expenses, ebia every other country be best trying, and I say a stakeholder meeting be, and I say experts be free, baby my training ebia it was supposed to be free, but I was say a pepe big akramano until honorarium expenses, and we are 3.8 million Ghana cedis. And on your Korean expenses, no more, you're spending 4.6 million Ghana cedis. And look at the ekakra. Hotel expenses, 9.3 million Ghana cedis. Your Korean, you almost spending Yankasano, 12.2 million Ghana cedis. Staff fuel, as a staff, or my fuel allowance, no, almost also 2.8 million was the budgeted. The actual expenditure was 7.9 million. Communication expenses 4.2 million, and we approved. The almost spending here 7.9 million. Consultation expenses 40 million Ghana cedis. Now the almost spending Yankasa 58.6 million. Industrial relations 2 million Ghana cedis. Almost spending 13 million Ghana cedis. Stakeholder expenses 3.1 million Ghana cedis. We actually now 49 million Ghana cedis. Difference of about 46 million and now 45.9 thereabout, and almost spend a year. Professional fees and subscriptions, and 731,000 Ghana cedis. Almost spending 1.5 million. Overseas travel expenses 14 million Ghana cedis. A Tremuko PM 29.8 million. Call center expenses, baby I offer ECG. Yenya fault be wo ha say ka ablekuma ama sama ye light ne call off po bi abu san kwofo no so more expenses na 23.5 million we normal spending 29.3 million. Publicity expenses na see ECG migrate from cash cashless no ni nyina ye publicity also pe kwan bi so mebo hu dawro e de a kire amansan ni ade ni nyina we 5.7 million was approved we na 21.8 million Ghana cedis and o must spending to kan nyina bomu a na chese asem scan ko 333 million Ghana cedis the approved allocation and that's our approved budget for a year ECG for a year 2023 in 1 year. 144 million Ghana cedis. And to chin now to free ma. Yeah, call about a year 150 something million Ghana cedis extra and about toso for a year 2023 in Kwansika, a year ECG spending year. Abroso with the approved budget I was enka omo AUC. And no now bisa won say and managers now they were in charge no then and this kind of financial indiscipline etimi ekwo so ewo electricity company of Ghana this way your friend of gross financial indiscipline and etimi course of about a year 50 something percent increment and a better also with the approved budget any a year the actual expenditure how much spending in 2023 333 million Ghana cedis. And a sika, it is unapproved. The approved one here 144 million Ghana cedis, but ECG, gross financial indiscipline. So that is the breakdown of a year ECG, Public Accounts Committee, and a copy Auditor General's report, and a copy will say this is the amount ECG has spent. They've overspent in the year 2023. So Uncle Fina now maybe some who sent you Omoda. And yes, that is the updates that we have for you on a electricity company of Ghana. And next a year update I the Ebro. You call a the Republic versus a Edubuahin and 20 others. And was here him say a case and also is between the Republic and Edubuahin, National Signals Bureau boss, former boss. No show at courts. AG Swerves Edubuahin, yes. And then omuko PM wo court at 9 a.m. Na lawyer for mu nyina ko PM wo court 9 a.m. It was directed say enne omume PM wo court na omuko PM no and a judge na otia akonwa mu no kire say attorney general any around enti say mo beba mo samra at 1:30 we and ebi mo ka say other attorney general no he's just trying to frustrate Edubuahin on the legal team no and because Odre who want to say attachia and the lawyer to Edubuahin or the ensem bebre the ababa betudwa after a year or more swerve na AG aswerve or more enano pay na or cast almost judge and a cast almost amra na ometinem a year 1:30. Na ensema enne de nti omuko pie mu ne se Edubuahin omo esiki the prohibition of a judge or ti akonwam sesie no omo esiki se judge na oti omasam ne so sesie no yenyini mfiri ho na yemfa judge foforo mra na omo de nsem bebre abetudwa de nti a omo epese yenyi sa judge ne mfiri ho enti sa ansem ye omo de abai se Supreme Court hwehwem the panel no omo tena se no omo hwehwem a it means say the Lord Chief Justice no or say so mujitum dia na also muyi judge na or tena National Signals Bureau boss na asem no so no also muyi ni free no mdi obi foforo ba enti e no ho hearing enka ne e wo se nkomu kotiem na omu tiem no mu hu se empo ye betimi asesa judge ne dia ma na ase da bi eno ene na omu kopiem a yes Chief Justice judge na oti asem no so no kire omze agi eni ho enti no omonko no omra 1:30 now there are a lot of counts na e kire say I mean what
can you give us a brief for today's
Yes, we were slated for 9 a.m. and unfortunately we heard that all the cases have been pushed to 1:30. We inquired from the judge and the judge said well he's rescheduled it. I was surprised the Attorney General was not in the room. And, we have to go back to our law offices and come back at 1:30.
Okay. Yes.
All right, so that was a year lawyer Atachia ɔne ne legal team ɔmo gyina mu de ama ɛyɛ National Signal Bureau's boss enti sɛ de yenim dada no ruling ɛbaayɛ on the side say ɔmo pɛ sɛ yɛsesa judge no ɛno no ɛbaayɛ a ruling 5-0 against ɛyɛ ɔmo esiki no ɔmo siki sɛ yɛsesa judge no enti ɛno de na em sɛ yabɔ agu a ne sa ɛnɛ na wɔsɛ ɔmo kɔ piem na nka yɛtoa asɛm no so no ekobai say Attorney General anyhow a lot of people are talking say they are just frustrating Edubuahin or ne legal team no enti yebeko ni akwa first of all asɛm na ya ruling 5-0 against Edubuahin legal team no yebeko akwa ni etie mu from one of some of the ensemuntia na omude ebo judge no anti no musiki say yenyini free ho no yebeko ni akwa 1 or 2 3 points bia allegations are normally bought a judge in India no musiki say yin free honor. And Tianko here, the breakdown of in some of the board judge and non person yin free honor. Yanko share no na yembrasis here.
Kwabena Duboahin and his lawyers are concerned about the demeanor of the judge at the High Court. They are alleging that the judge is not. They are alleging that the judge's role is not being played the way they expect it to be played. So Kwabena Duboahin here and his lawyers have brought legal action against the judge. And tomorrow the Supreme Court will be hearing the application, inviting the courts to endorse their suggestion that the judge be removed and the new judge placed there. It's part of legal procedure that you can ask for the judge to be removed and another judge placed there if you feel that the judge has exhibited bias, unhealthy bias against you one way or the other. But you have to cite cogent reasons why you think the judge has done so. And in the affidavit attached to the writ, Kwabena Duboahin cites those things. Let's look at them right here at the beginning. This is This is the Attorney General, the Dr. Dominic Ayini, the Learned Attaching Counsel for Kwabena Duboahin, and this Deputy Attorney General Sremsai. All three of them very critical to the matter. Now, Edubuahin seeks an order of prohibition against the High Court judge in the matter of the Republic versus Kwabena Edubuahin. That's the way they say it in law. He's looking for an order to prohibit the judge from continuously sitting on his matter as a High Court, as a trial judge. They want the Lord Chief Justice to change the judge. If the panel of Supreme Court tomorrow were to agree with Atacha, then the Lord Chief Justice will have a duty to remove the judge and place another person there so that the trial can continue. So what are the reasons that Kwabena Duboahin is given or is asking for the courts to agree with him? Now, these are the summary of the reasons, and we'll go into the details in a minute. Reason number one, Kwabena Duboahin and his lawyer said that the High Court judge has shown bias by holding court sittings with the prosecution present while Duboahin was yet to be brought into the courtroom. They are alleging that. Two, they say the High Court judge has shown bias by insisting that he continues with the matter while there is a pending appeal against his decision. We explain.
All right, so that was some number of sites. Kwabena Duboahin and then some more sites against the judge. Now almost say yes, no. Now, chairman, Abronye DC or then some ababa betudra. Now also say judge now tina Edubuahin former National Signals Bureau or more assembly so no na ohunu say President John Dramani Mahama the puppet. I mean you be our no President Mahama betimi achinchim no say ka asem ne fa ha ne ade enti yebeko ne akotie Abronye DC ne nsema a odi tudwa about judge a otina Kwabena Duboahin on any wife and 20 others no omo ensem no so no na all kase judge ne Mahama puppet nti yanko ne nkotie Abronye DC ne samra sisi
na emra mu no wo ye lawyer ni a wontimi fa improper dressing and appear before the judge or before any judge enti onam kromo na ne client friend say yeso omra yoko nti okọ yeko no se komeba no ntu tu ka to an osa na ye de ne backward 4:30 p.m. lawyer attach yan ko dwe no se my lord for the kind for ba court you can't sit judge ne ka tren say justice nyandu say me de message o se me de message nti o sete ye tatia katire ne say wonim say ye ntetiye mu no ye profession mu no sa atade we ye hyemi no mentimi mfa nyina judge anim wonim sa judge ne katire lawyer tatia say sa atade na hye ne te se ne ye hyemi bie no wa wevu sa mra na e kire say wontimi mfa dressing we nko courtroom as a lawyer because how dress it properly may who say who appear before the judge no lawyer tatia kono or the me dressing ya me de ti bi and the call the first day at 4:30 p.m. omudi asem o katira judge ne say ye ntete mu ne mra mu no sa dressing we makwa no judge ne say o gina ne tumi so away o wevu that injunction na e da so say untimi mfa dressing we ne nkono o yi afiri ho nti attachment should talk on kasa ta proceedings no wo eno achi yakwa court mudi exhibit ayi disclosures yaba disclosures nya up to numbers bi ayira na kwabra dubu ahin lawyer onabo attachment raise se numbers ne nso nti esese mode maye o raise objection judge ne se me tu ahyeda na meba be ma ruling judge ne ma date say that say no de baba be ma ruling attorney general se dabi date we na beboa ono attorney general no nti omfa sa date no na attorney general fa sa date I judge ne fa attorney general dating. Wama kwa ba ya obema ruling ya ebesi ne o ma reason. Nanu yi accused person ba ko ka ho aye frɛ no Mrs. Donko. Wilfred Donko. Ono na no moti say yesi o ma discharge no ma ne kɔ no. Wako prepare another statement. As I say, no, Attorney General Ebabe Yusunu as a prosecution witness. But let me tell you, under the criminal procedure, no, accused person, no, untimi nyusu prosecutor, no, untimi nyusu accused person, co-accused person as a prosecution witness against the other accused person. If you don't know the law, Brana may mention law, no.
All right, so that was Abronye DC in Semwa. Or they a tucha about a judge or a National Signals Bureau, former National Signals Bureau, the boss. Ninsam no sono no ena Abronye DC ebe tuja about some conducts bia kokoko so ewo ye court ho any judge no ne ho nsam bi ni ade na ode ebe tuja ye nyina ye ko na ye kokotie bi no. So that is a national or the case between the Republic versus Kwabna Edu Buahin. Now yenko osei esibe entry. The next update I did a mamono or say SCB entry a NSS former director. Or also ne honsem bebre or more and some yenina nim sama ye de abo more over 500 million Ghana cedis and also so any sika or more causing financial loss a year to the state. Sika atimi aba omu bottom abra was enka ekọ eye specific nkofo bi ho anase ye didi juma bi wo NSS ho no ekọ akwakodi omu ho no ma eye me nka se eye adebone pa esi ewo eye Ghana ha se na ene court esa akwa asetena eye high court ekọ asetena na ono so ni bail aba ye chi omu investigations ni ade bibia mu no ekire no bail aba yede ama osai SCB entry na after bail no yesafa na ede ne ko say bail no yede mawa na nche say yede ama on sa you have to be able to provide bail conditions. You have to be able to meet it. If you are able to meet it, na ye jaiwo na yamawo eko enti bill na ye de ema no ye be ko ne akohwe after bill no how are ye fa no edini free eye high court esa edini call ye enti ye be akohwe ye wi ani abema mu bill breakdown no sen ene ye de abo no sen ye de ato no so ene bibia ye free eye video no ye kohwe ba na ye de ni nyina abram si enkohwe eye osai be entry time a ye de ni free court after say ye grantee bill no
because police no me car we na amode me
Excuse us.
Was CB entry time I didn't know a free a year court demo you didn't know as I call back so see I omiti any bail conditions na ye be say ye be jina man akofi na time bia ye be hia ne bia no so ye be frɛ no na ne pregnancy na nsɛm die no start ya and so waba na ye di na asɛm e de amano so that is a year former a year NSS boss CB entry ono so amani bill na bill no sign ye de man no 800 million Ghana cedis any bill la ye de amano say ometua and I say he has to be able to meet that a year 800 million a year Ghana cedis no and the news alert former National Service Authority boss or say SCB entry granted 800 million Ghana cedis bill with 6 sureties to be justified with a year landed property. So that is what we have for you on our screens. Says this here, former National Service Authority boss, you are granting a year bill. As you see idea, omo economic pay a yes bill omo conditions no omo pay normally about 800 million Ghana cedis, 6 sureties, and also to be justified with a year landed a year properties. A year Ghana has a and yeah here's our properties no and yes. That is the update on a yet National Service Authority boss and in some money laundering, causing financial loss to the state, and a lot of charges of over 1.5 billion Ghana cedis are the airport and also bill aba the ama or no so on any team council. Omo ebe miti eye bill conditions no na watimi akofie na akọ rest kakra na mrano no hiana investigators hiana omo atonsa e de afre no na ansama esa boboba on this particular year update and as a issue or say SCB entry former NSS boss and he said about 14 a year charges are de abono no ni nyina okoye no he's pleading not guilty. And a what we screen is where the man or say SCB entry pleads not guilty to 14 charges. And a honor after that, and then granted 800 million a year bill in the NSA a year ghost names a year scandal. No? Now a lot of a year sika and I copy him over 1.5 billion a year Ghana cedis. And year charges no and sika akwa ba besin bi afa baby I mean a whole lot and some a war a year NSA a year ghost names a year scandal no and you see the asad na akoto aban kukum kakra se omo betimi amiti a year omo bail conditions na just say omo etimi akofie enti eno any a year update a de emamo on a year NSA, a year boss, omo ensemo abba with a year money laundering, thefts, any idea ye de ato omo so no. This is the update. To see idea omo so you are granted omo bail. Yes, you will call the next update so na yede amamo yede mo so on our update. Gabi assuming say oya adwuma ewo Ministry of Communication. Ono so the nsem bi ababa betudwa about nsem ne court nsem a ekoso nyina ono so the nsem ababa betudwa. Say e was Ghana for mo ani je na mo sere mo bosiri hehe mo mamani enje papa aden ana Ghana for ye ninye o say ye ninye na mpo yensa mo NDC aban ye mo mabaso papa because omo bo adwuma be no mo bo o se omotimi aboa ama se sie amanfo sika omo wiawia ye ebi mo di bi toto adan di bi faha toto properties omo etimi aboa ama ye echi bi mo na mpose ye chewa yetimi esa trace with properties you dey yenko tie Gabi assuming ne nsem o dey atudwa about the fact say Ghana for mo mani nye say NDC fo aba na omo baba beje mo afri amanfo a omo area Ghana sika ti yenko na yenko tie Gabi assuming ne nsem o dey tudwa about the current NDC abanya omo wo so sese yenko tie ne mbra sese
kwamra won say kronobo foforo bi MP before the kronobo foforo bi abakrom ha
ane de wen
one ne yire no mbo krono ko he signal bureau owura du bwa one ne yire na ade ba kwa ya na me kura me to da bia banfo no kro no mo dile no banfo so nim se krono no mo bo eje kwamra wutie betima sorry akwa church kama bank ayi sika Ghana must go ma bank be na de be ma ho
na bi okwa wo ko yi 2200,000 cha wo che
adu ahe dia no adu ahe omo ne dia no ayi ne boy no wasi wotimi check man okwa onfanko a particular cashier ye oti banko
enti cashier kro no yenko to no so e
enti ode komo cashier na wotimi sika na de be ma no oyi a ye dugu Ghana must go mu no ya kwa ma no se oti ase na isi wodi ehwe ye nyabutse se oti ase asemi yadi ma hone na ho kokwasa wanti me anka ho hwe adu mi so say wano dende
nka mi ka jom si yokoku mo yenko mo
tele famba jo ma mensire da serious issue dey discuss
da bi yenko nka ti yenko se o ma moa
woni na ho kokwasa o tibi nka
ai chese yenko se o ma nko mo
o de nya hwe
because ya allergy
ma men kasa se oti ase
radi nyame
na hanampa ayo me ko school ta me ko tamasku minim pusika pa yesi ho no free pusika se bia kura bi ase na wo hwe japade a saa sika ya beto dwai o sisa ni nan ne nsade sa ya wode ye ya koto fi ba kona na o ka 1.6 million dollars ko si hotel tamale ife mi oto no 200 something million dollars e bi o 200 something million Ghana cedis na won kwa japade a wode ye den 36 years ana me boa se 39 years a ni yire nem so 36 years on what basis na wo bokro no gwe akola keto etese na wo dwuno man ho she
Gabi wanya sa o yanya 70 there hana gina wo friend akora keto
da bi wo bi 39 years we need 40 years kra sabi we need 40 years na wo timi bokro no akese sei
o sese yentu bi kaso abokro
na arawo se me wo
se court kaso yampa odi 4 ase
me time
no kra de aye kwamra ade nti na appointees nyina ye ka wo so allegedly appointees on one another aban ni mu nyina yanka se nkrofo o mu nyina bokro no se hana na no oba pastor wone ne yire adubu ahia na o signal below wone ne yire Hamid ya no o MPA National Petroleum Authority wone nkrofo bi ya kan say national service gift to aware osasibe nkasa to de bi na metina sama na mewra ho owura yu ka se kufo aba no deputy minister
you know ye Kumasi mayor
kufo aba no deputy minister ansana na no do ba ya o de be ye Kumasi mayor ne wa hwe di prepepe ya de ma wi enti wa nya sika na de wo ba national service a ono nko a on so ye de ne to national service for se wo ye volunteer any man e-switch card no sika fa so ko na kanzo over 8 million Ghana cedis. What wickedness. Na papa stock asema na ye kan na mai bohunu mu gu abontin omo so omo kofie ye ntu omo ka oba buro omo mu omo dua beans e omo supply ntu omo ka na mai gu abontin na ntotom wi omo na hanna ne yere mudi mututofie se okoto watch ba 1.5 million Ghana cedis ne yiri designer back ko be 63
no na some
designer back ko ba ko timi koso $20-something thousand.
Oton bag.
Never.
Attorney General. Oton bags. Only bag
oh, now designer bag community agent for two. Would the be two dresses here? I mean, who says bag because I never be done online.
Because be tricky bag.
The online no man be a fake. What are the online there?
Say Beatrice kitane bag. Na no nkyerɛ sɛ.
The man so bo. Ah me who kasa bag na am kasa.
Na we dey ono
bag
obi a no ye housewife no ye $5,000. Etimi kɔtɔ designer bag $25,000. Na sika no konya na hefa.
So you susu abeda no.
Abi susu. Abi scan the man of the
age. And I make dik akai. No say there's another form of investigation. Ye nyina Ghana we should be proud about what NDC is doing. This is the first time corruption money, stealing money has been linked to the acquisition of properties. I don't want to make what you say. Chronobo yeah a babamu enye na e sha ase but tete no anase de yehunu amanfo mbokro no ye chiwa ye kan wasema eduwa kotum ye ntimi linki wa japade a wodi kronobo no ye basidan kanya me say ndisi aban e bai the resetting agenda no ye aminu remona cha owa yoko attorney general minister of justice ye sese no ubokro no na wodi koye japade a ye timi linki wo kro no a wabo no ene japade a wodi aye na e de adanse kese aba ye de bekọ akobo okwadu. It is an excellent innovation bijitu me say nyina ya mo ndisi aban aba so.
Okay.
Bi say if say ukai aduwahin aduwahin kro no boy ye de no court no also it was linked to properties or tutoye $250,000. Yes so kikabo ma be say 20 on kra dem properties ni bi wo abrichire cars ahoduo cars are very expensive cars. If to wale the NDM so no na dey call ware ni kunu ko ya ni where dey be oye masa gold na na dey aye decoration
so ba ware be mada
gold no dey
dey aye decoration
gold be
o be man
gold ba ware be mada
be ba gold ban dey asensen ho na say gold ben dey asensen
decoration ni
no why bibi
eye gold
no why bibi
so what ya say na wo sika wo sebe eye okokofo obi sika wo be kwa di gold decoration e be kwa ware eye factory bi sika
na so worry and so obey na say
David no worry David
sir
na I mean
so good na worry kra
mini Solomon
David and for better for worse
na we am can dey me kwato ase
when you can where you are saying
also we are sinu kunini mu
we should say
Solomon of UP o say sebisika na okazi wo modu was it Jennifer Sky sorry Jennifer gift is kano ye ka say ye dey tata so a the tintin kura be see
All right, so that was a year Gabi assuming on a year the NDC government or more with a year former appointees allegedly or more edisika maybe musika money laundering any adina NDC abwa ye chichomo ye jiskani be na yes answer trace your properties. Now moving forward a year Daddy Lumba ye name the late Charles Kojo Fosu Ofrimo and Sembebre and Eboboba. Now the latest one a wohos is here ya kanwasem a Odo Bruni. Na abeto dwa say Odo Bruni wa counter sue mami akosua sewa say ono at a point Daddy Lumba na say Charles Kojo Fosu ejai akosua sewa and obe ware ono Odo Bruni no enti ono so counter sue no because mami akosua sewa so sue no say ono no mom and legally married to the late Charles Kojo Fosu and no and Odo Bruni so akọ counter sue no court say onu mom at a point say dem di kan no Daddy Lumba jai mami akosua sewa and obe ware onu Odo Bruni no nti se onu and nka legally married to Charles Kojo Fosu na lawyer aba abɔnten abe clarify nsɛm akyerɛkyerɛ mu yie ɛde akyerɛ atiefoɔ ne amansan nyinaa how the whole thing has unfolded. Na ebi mu kyerɛ sɛ ɛyɛ Accra ha na osiu no na ɔsɛ daabi ɛyɛ Kumasi court na ɛyɛ maame akɔhyɛ asɛwa esi odobroni na ɛhɔ na odobroni nso so akɔsiu ɛyɛ maame akɔhyɛ asɛwa wakanta siu no ɛwɔ saa court hɔ ankasa. Any other issues ɛbobɔ about who can visit the mortuary and in Sebebre and abobo aba after court declare say ebusua panyin betimi aye na aye no enti yenko tie the lawyer of Mami Akosua Sewa ne nsɛm a ɔde to dwa about odobroni counter sue Mami Akosua Sewa yenko tie lawyer no ne nsamra sisie
say odobroni so asi Akosua Sewa wa Accra ha say no krebo mu sa Pati say odobroni so asi Akosua Sewa wa Accra ha say no krebo mu sa
my attention has not been brought to it.
Okay. Now, yes,
the minister, after not doing the defense,
okay.
Odin the defense, I want to see what CHS you say court to nuclear, Limba Jai, Akosua Sewa. No, Sankasa Limba Wareno.
Oh, okay. Oh, no one see you.
Counter claim.
Say, court to Mumu. Say Akosua Sewa mu Lumba Jai no mu na Lumba Ware no wow e wa Accra ha say
Kumasi court na I counter claim
the one abesa ye lawyer e dey defend Akosua Sewa on that case
of course it's the same matter no counter claim to me na
oh okay na yes court so ahye mu mienu na say mo obi a nkọ ba bia body no no kra mu sa
oh body ni dey the judge will concern Ubia or the body Nico, echo morty honor or nona a chemical head. That is a notorious fact. And they are all legal rights of no, a bit more of it. No, so there a union man so air complaining about it. Some by a woman body, a woman so we natural death. Any all those things. I think these are resolvable if reason will prevail. So, because say young fans who are going to know you now, but yes, you want to be fair. They are. Say yes, I'm getting.
To that extent.
Hey. Look, let me tell you. At times I don't want to go there because I want to concentrate on case here. But in seminar, I was trying about my career anymore. So, more
Lumba Mameba, Lumba Papa ba, any rights of Okako, Ninuana.
Never for Nippon new right. Never for Nippon new right. Nima mean new right.
Wow.
Exactly. And please, is this not painful?
Very.
How can somebody take somebody's property in this manner? And in the guys is able to support woman to me. They can do that. It is serious.
So meba if Lumba Mameba, Lumba Papa, Lumba Wofa, Eka so mo kohwe body na omo atomra na.
And how many documents how many ko?
Wow.
Yeah. Why, in your opinion, you think that
this is very sad. This is very sad.
And this is avoidable. This could have been avoided. What do you say? It could have been avoided because
but I am funny said that the committee, a lot of them crying Lumba family, no, if they have access to the receipt, they can go no more her body, no.
And some more access to the receipt, they can go and watch.
Na Lumba Ninuya man bedu Ghana no, omo make any attempt. Say omo pese omunya receipt no kohwe na a certain your friend is a section family be and I say nkrofo a prevent omo data na.
Look there Lumba we on me autopsy na busu ni be any ho. Obi na the baba afujinam. No family member was around. It was done without the
lawyer, why are we here?
All right, so that was a lawyer to a Mame Akosia Sewan or didn't to Jano about the fact that CCA need a counter sue and now Odobuni mum sue a year Akosia Sewa the same court Kumase and ya cry hana ye wabi sue no the same court and our baby sue no, and he also talked about the fact that CCA ye makwain mo bia keke enkonko body no was say wa odene koye no wo na wo ho kwan se osa akọ back na okọ ekohwe eye body no enti yes ensem bebre na abobaba on eye this eye Daddy Lumba eye ninsem no ho ye nyina enim se 28th ya na court ebuaye de ma abusua sesese ade abusua ebetimi akọ no makoye omayiye omo injunction bia na yiye ne so efiri ho ba no nsem bebre Mama Ernestina Fosu or the Abetudja or say on the onye ready for a year no Abusia Penny so the one in Abetu Abontain or some more friend Abusia Penny to park near Abusia Penny one and Munyai na Munyai be more friend Abusia Penny celebrity Nina Munyai na Yenhena Yenye a year ne kama commentators be brave social media in-laws any team or Dobroni team Akosia Sawa Obie Kasa ama aye insembebre ewo ho enti se cia de lawyer ne de abetudwa na ye de amamo no enti se cia as now there we can still confirm to you say 6th December ebi mo kan se baba ya be ye ma ho na ye be ye the final funeral rites of the late Charles Kojo Fosu Daddy Lumba enti bibia be koso na studio be ye kuna no eno na ye cia o se abusua fa omo hwe na omo finalize within November ya na ehu sesese de omo ya bom ana se omo nyembom utie lawyer ne nsem a at a point oka se nsem we ge betimi aka ne fie onim de ye ya nsem netimi abobaa sesese a court any ababedu social media a lot of conversation and kokoso enti yes that is the update from Charles Kojo Fosu the late one ne hokafo ofri mu nsem a ebobobae afterwards ne eno na yede abremo no enti yes aha Pinaxtv ye update a yede abremo no aha na yede mo ABC yeda wase se oni atena don hwe eni akiri abesi sesemri a yede update ni nyina ede amount enti yebeda mase na yede mo asi aha ya